mine's pretty good. I might choose my wife. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a lot of insights, although it might be the most scary choice. But then there's like the fun factor. Like, is there somebody that has like a life that's like, man, what they do must be really fun. Maybe a comedian, like a professional comedian. Oh, you know who it is? Oh, what's this comedian's name? He's a young guy, Tennessee kid.
Oh, Nate Bargatze.
Yeah, Nate Bargatze. He can't even say his name, so why should I? Nate.
That's a good answer.
Nate Bargatze. Nate Bargatze. I'm gonna give you a couple takes on that because I looked into the camera the one time and I think you might like that, but you told me not to.
Okay.
Nate Bargatze. And if you're watching, Nate. Never venture your unsolicited opinion. You should spare yourself the embarrassing discovery of its actual value to your listeners. Ayn Rand. She's an author from the 1920s. She was Russian-born, moved to America and loved capitalism and wrote basically books about how a few very capable, very intelligent people made the economic system function and everybody else were effectively leeches on it. Because she came from communism, where she saw a lot of dysfunction. I also like we were missed appearing for a little while and then disappearing. That's a very humbling, like, it's a reset. Like, oh, settle down, fella. Like, you're not running the show here. I'd want it to be a long song, and I would hope it would have like different emotions in the song, because then I could kind of isolate certain parts of it depending on where I was at that day. Yeah, lots of lyrics to work with. Obviously, it's going to be a Dave Matthews song. If you're watching David, thank you. It's most certainly live.
Okay.
And it was probably from Saratoga Performing Arts Center or the Gorge. It could be, these are deep cuts. It could be Seek Up. Yeah. It's like a 20-minute version. And at a certain part, he just is like, he's like whispering and then he's howling. He has his vocal range. You know what I mean? Oh, well, this is a bit of a nuanced answer. Michael Scott, but because I feel like he wants people to be having fun and to be happy all the time. And as he does it, he's wildly offensive, but not intentionally. I don't think he was intentional in his. Oh, and he got to look into the camera. Not everybody got to look into the camera on The Office. I don't know if you're aware of that.
That's right.
Fun fact. I think it was he and Jim. You can chat GPT me on that. Dwight, I like Dwight because he was self-sufficient. He appreciated the importance of being prepared for anything. He lived not off the grid necessarily, but had his farm. I live in a situation where I'm fairly self-sufficient, have a couple of acres. I'm not a prepper, not that there's anything wrong with that. If there is an emergency, I would like to be your neighbor. Who was it that was the Dave Matthews fan? He played the guitar, he's preppy, probably who I should identify with. Andy.
Oh.
He was a big Dave fan. So a little bit of Andy, and you know why. Kevin, definitely Kevin. In fact, it would be, if I was putting in like order of an importance, they would be tied. Michael and Kevin would be tied, because my inner persona is a slightly overweight male with some special needs. So that's my Kevin.
And your name is Kevin.
And my name, that's just coincidental. And then Michael, to make people happy. Maybe the making people happy and joyful is so that they'll like me even though I'm overweight with special needs.
Okay.
That could be it. Warren Buffett.
Good answer.
Warren Buffett. Not to be confused with Jimmy Buffett, which would also be an interesting dinner. We lost that.
Everything.
I made her cry. Warren Buffett, because he had amazing success in his life, but it didn't go to his head evidently. He lived the same life he would have lived if he had been an insurance salesman or a marketer. And he's one of the richest persons on earth. And he seems happy with the small things in life. Playing bridge online is what really settles him down. He just has this philosophy and understanding about life. So he doesn't own a lot of things. and he could own everything. And they asked him, why don't you have a house in Vail? Why don't you have a 150-foot yacht that can sink off of Sicily? And he goes, because I would have all these employees taking care of stuff, and then I'd have the drama of managing them. This one's stealing from me, this one's doing. He says, if I want it, I'll rent it. So I thought that's pretty wise, because when people acquire money, they tend to need to acquire things to demonstrate that to everybody else and post it on social media and do all these things. You don't see him posting too much on social media. I've heard rumors he's not on there because he has a flip phone. So I guess Warren Buffett, yeah, or Jimmy Buffett.